The world of mechanical keyboards is like a never-ending buffet of choices. And chances are, you're looking for something that won't break the bank but will still provide a high-quality experience for typing and gaming. So if you're looking for a budget gaming keyboard, stay tuned, we have something for you. First up, we have the Magegee Mk-Box. Yep, weird name, I know. It's a 65% mechanical wired keyboard that looks and feels like it will weigh down your wallet, but don't worry, this is only 30 bucks by the time this video was made. First off, I love 65% keyboards. They are compact, but they also have arrow keys, which I think is essential for any keyboard. Yes, it's cheap, but this keyboard isn't shy about options. It comes in 10 different configurations, 5 colorways, and 2 switch types, generic reds and blues. As for the switches, I know most of you will probably pick the clicky blue switches, but please don't, it's too loud and even borderline obnoxious. I highly recommend the linear red switches for a quiet but satisfying typing sound and comfortable actuation. And if you want to get your hands dirty later on, you can make this keyboard sound thocky and creamy just by putting foam in the case and lubing the switches. But yeah, out of the box, this definitely performs well for 30 bucks. It shows its price with a plastic chassis, but the double shot injection keycaps, it's a different story. They feel sturdy, and this is one of the reasons why this keyboard sounds good and feels good straight out of the box. One thing I think people won't like is the lack of RGB. It has a blue backlight with different animation modes, so yeah, it has something. But honestly, I'm fine with it, but I know other gamers love their RGB. Overall, this is a solid deal. The custom-built vibe and detachable USB-C at this price point, it's rare as a unicorn. With a little tweaking and a few extra bucks in mods, you've got a keyboard that punches above its price bracket. Up next, we have the Redragon Kitava. This keyboard is rocking 94 keys, but it's surprisingly a bit more compact than a full-size keyboard since the keys are all smushed up together. And if you remember, I love compact keyboards, so it's nice seeing this many keys in a more compact package. And with that unusual but cool layout, it ends up looking sleek and stylish and ready to blend into any setup you've got going on. Flip it over and we've got rubber stands and pads for that perfect typing angle, because who doesn't love a comfy typing experience? Speaking of typing, the Kitava uses linear switches. Again, I highly recommend these over clicky or tactile switches since they sound great, and while this keyboard is comfortable to type on, it sounds decent. Just like the Magegee keyboard, a mod or two will take this to a whole other level. Now, the fun part, RGB lighting. This baby boasts over 16.8 million colors. I mean, talk about personalization. Plus 20 preset RGB backlight effects that you can switch up with shortcuts. It's like a mini light show right at your fingertips. For the tech savvy, there are programmable macro keys. Download the driver from Redragon site and you're all set to customize keys, light effects, and macros. Definitely great for work and maybe for single player games, but don't use it on competitive games though. That might be cheating. So wrapping up, the Redragon Kitava costs just under 50 bucks and it already has great typing experience, RGB, and is customizable to the core. I highly recommend it for people who really need a full-size keyboard with all that numpad keys. Finally, we have the Epomaker GK75. At just 59 bucks, it's a deal that's hard to ignore, and it's packed with a ton of features as well. Ready to dive into what makes this keyboard a top pick? Let's get to it. The GK75 isn't just another budget keyboard. It has stellar build quality. We are talking about a two-piece, semi-translucent, smoky black plastic case that looks as cool as it sounds. And yes, it's wired, but the connector is hidden at the bottom and it's got 3 cable channels for routing and neat cable management. What really sets it apart is a metal knob in the upper right corner. This isn't just any knob. It's got a satisfying tactile feel. When you twist it, it just screams premium. The top metal plate is thick and impressive with silicone and PCB dampeners plus foam in the case. I mean, we talked about modding the previous 2 keyboards and this came pre-modded. The GK75 gives you options with iceberg switches as well as a wide selection of black, brown, red, and yellow Gatron optical switches. You know me, I recommend the Gatron optical yellows or reds. They're just perfect for gaming with their smooth action, quick actuation, and light bottom out force. And since this keyboard basically came pre-modded, it sounds great with linears. Now, the keycaps are a standout feature. Thick, crisp, and high quality. They're in a league of their own, especially at this price point. They offer a GK5 profile which is more rounded and perfect for gaming. Unfortunately, like the Magegee keyboard, this doesn't have RGB. Instead, it also has an ice blue backlight, but still it works well with the keyboard's overall aesthetic. And as for me, as long as it has good backlight, it works just fine. Wrapping up, the Epomaker GK75 is a steal. It blends build quality, switch choices, and premium features like the metal knob and top-tier keycaps to stand out as the best budget gaming keyboard on the market right now. So if you're interested with the keyboards we just mentioned today, just scan these QR codes or check the links in the description box below. As always, comment your thoughts down below. Maybe you have a keyboard recommendation for all of us. And please consider subscribing for more tech reviews just like this one. This is Marty and I'll see you in the next video.